As Emperor, Napoleon was able to conquer most of Europe and create a vast empire that he used to protect France and expand his power. His dominance extended all over European countries except Great Britain. In 1806, he implemented the Continental System, which halted trade with Britain in all territories owned by France and its allies. This damaged regions that were dependent on overseas commerce such as Russia, and in 1810, Tsar Alexander stopped complying.
Alexander, that vodka-thumping idiot! His withdrawal from the Continental System will not go unpunished. We will send 600,000 men to crush the Russian resistance fast like a cheetah.
Retreat east and burn all resources! Nothing can be left for the French army!
You heard the man, torch it!
Napoleon, sir, our resources are low. The troops have no morale. They're sick and dying. What can we do?
Can we retreat south?
No, that would be suicide. The Russians have it blocked. The only way back is the way we came.
Well, croissants and baguettes. We'll have to retreat back west.
After his failure in Russia, Napoleon set his sights on a new front, Germany. He pushed eastward looking to take Berlin, but his armies were repeatedly pushed back beyond the Elbe River. Then, with the threat of his communication lines through Leipzig being cut off, Napoleon concentrated all of his forces on the city to protect them. On October 16, 1813, he began his fight against the coalition of Russia, Austria, Prussia, Sweden, and Great Britain.
In our position, we can divide the enemy's forces and deflate their morale like Tom Brady's footballs. We must engage the Prussians while the others lie in wait.
Sir, it appears as if the Allied forces are gaining in numbers, and in due time they shall overwhelm us!
We must stand and fight!
Yes, sir!
Don't you knee at me!
Napoleon, sir, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
What do you mean? An African or European swallow?
Huh. I don't know.
Well, regardless of the swallow, we must deploy our troops to fight the Allies.
With the forces all ready, the battle begins. At the end of the second day of fighting, the French were overwhelmed about the size and tactics of the Allies, forcing Napoleon to surrender. This defeat led to the signing of the Treaty of Fontainebleau in March 1814, which placed Louis XVIII, a Bourbon, on the throne. Napoleon was abdicated and then exiled to the island of Elba, just off the coast of Italy. He was made emperor of the island and its inhabitants, and was given a guard of approximately 400 men. Napoleon lived a pampered life and used the 300 days he remained on the island to make improvements.
I want to live from now on like a justice of peace.
Wonderful, sir. I'm glad to see your change in heart.
I want to improve the infrastructure of the island, build some hospitals, and make drinking water more available.
Wonderful. We'll get right on that.
Despite his demotion, Napoleon was still an effective leader for Elba and managed to care for and run the island as if he was still running the nation of France. However, his ambitions soon outgrew Elba, so he gathered his reserves of troops and sailed to the coast of Italy. Upon his arrival, he began his march north to Paris and slowly grew his army.
I have returned!
Napoleon's forces grew to around 74,000 on his march to Paris. In Paris, Napoleon replaced Louis XVIII and regained control of France. These actions greatly disturbed the powers in meeting at the Congress of Vienna, and they moved to quell Napoleon's rise. Napoleon's only chance at maintaining his rule was to quickly build a new army and attempt a quick defeat of the Allied forces. This opportunity came on June 18, 1815, in a small village named Waterloo, just outside of Brussels, Belgium.
Send a messenger ahead to Lefray. Tell them the Emperor is on point of advancing towards them. If you fire, he'll be the first to fall, and you will have to answer to the whole of France.
You heard him! Ride fast!
Sir, the peasant have arrived, and they brought a wizard.
What makes you think he's a wizard?
Well, he turned me into a newt.
A newt?
I got better.
Well, attack them anyways! You shall not pass!
On June 22, 1815, following the French defeat at Waterloo, Napoleon abdicated again in hopes that his son would be allowed to take power. However, Louis XVIII was restored to the throne, and Napoleon was sentenced to exile on the small Pacific island of St. Helena. On October 15, 1815, accompanied by only a few of his closest friends and family, Napoleon set sail for St. Helena, where life would soon escape him.
Shake.